Alright guys, what is going on today? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Verse here from Animeverse. Now you're probably clicking on this video saying, yo, the Jougan, really? You'll find out soon enough. This week's episode follows chapter 43 to 44 in a way. Now I gotta talk about my boy BoruShiki first of all. Holy shit. He's nice and all. He's menacing. That is from the manga though. The anime version, if you guys see my video from last week, I was really pissed off about BoruShiki. It's not even funny. But looking at it, it does look like the animation wasn't that great for BoruShiki. It was okay. I'm not hating. I know animation's hard. I'm just saying BoruShiki could have been done better. He's been done real dirty in this episode. Even his attacks and everything when he was fighting Boro, they weren't as hectic. Sure, the Rasengan was hectic, but that's because the Rasengan was made using Naruto's chakra. That's what I think. That's how I know he was able to make the Odama Rasengan, was that he was able to use Naruto's chakra because he extracted it. Because BoruShiki doesn't use the Rasengan again, even in the latest chapters. He only used it then after taking Naruto's chakra. Even Kakashi said Boruto can't make Odama Rasengan. He doesn't have the chakra reserves for that. And if you're saying Momoshiki is able to use Odama Rasengan, doesn't make any sense because he's using Boruto's body, which has limited chakra and low chakra reserves, so forth. Anyways, they did our boy BoruShiki dirty. Like I say, he looked like a Deoxys to me. That's what it looks like. So they changed a very little from the manga and this episode. In the manga, when BoruShiki comes down to take Naruto's chakra, you see Sarada there, but in this they changed it. I wish they kept that part because Sarada was next to Naruto when Oro picked her up and he tried, hurting her, and Boruto snapped his hand and all that stuff off. That scene had been changed. Not sure why. I wanted Sarada to get a close-up on Boruto. She was really concerned about Boruto this whole episode. Now, for those of you that don't know, Sarada does care really deeply about Boruto. Even Mitsuki stated that anytime she's talking about Boruto or anything like that, her voice does change. It gets really soft, and it's even stated in the novel, so that's how you know that shit's canon. Her voice this whole episode's been changed. She's really worried about Boruto. Even on the bedside when she's talking to Sasuke, it's been changed, that's how you know she's worried. Borusara for the win. Getting on to the rest of the episode, you see that when Naruto wakes up in the hospital, Boruto's like, it's already been 2 days. That means Ishiki is gonna attack in 7 to 8 more days. Meaning we're gonna have, I think, about 7 weeks or so of anime canon filler in a way you could say, to allow it to build up. I think by the 5th or 6th day, maybe I think the 8th, I'm going with the 8th, is when Amato comes and he explains everything. Because in the manga, when Amato comes, literally a couple hours after he talks to them about the karma and everything is when Ishiki attacks. So we gotta see how that works out. That's how you know they're stretching it apart a bit. And next episode, we've seen Kawaki go with Himawari and to do some sort of character development arc in a small way. Another thing that's been changed from the manga and this is the fact that Sakura is not in the room when Sarada talks about Boruto. And Mitsuki doesn't take Sasuke outside, talk to him about Boruto's karma and everything. He talks about it in front of Sarada. But like Sakura's not there. When Sarada's like, what's going on with Boruto? Will it be okay? Sasuke's the one who tells her he'll be fine. But in the manga, it's Sakura. The thing I don't get is why did they move Sakura around? Her own daughter is injured and she's not even worried about her. As weird as that looks, you look back at the Deepa arc. As soon as Boruto and them got their ass whooped, they all came rushing for them, But in this, it wasn't so forth. As you can tell in this episode, Boruto is the only one from all of Team 7 in this episode that's healed because, our boy Momoshiki took control of him. And then they finally mentioned Deepa and Victor. I was not expecting to hear those names again, especially Deepa, bro. I think they just threw that in there just for the fun of it. And they finally brought back some of the other characters like Inojin and Shikadai, which is pretty good. So then you see Kawaki pull Boruto over to the side and he talks to him. He's like, yeah, you grew a horn-like thing. The same thing happened to me when Jougan came for me. He's like, you grew the same thing. But Boruto doesn't remember. Even when they're talking with Shikamaru and Sai about the events that happened, Boruto's like, if it wasn't for Sarada's Chidori, we would have been done. And Boruto's like, I don't remember anything that happened after the Chidori. And at that moment, Mitsuki and Sarada are more concerned. Kawaki was concerned, but he wasn't showing it. He showed it more towards the end and when he was sitting on the bench. Even right now when he was lying on his bed, he thought about everyone from Mitsuki, Sarada, Chocho, Inojin, all those guys, Himawari. His first thought was Himawari and Hinata, and then it was Naruto and Boruto. So that's how Kawaki's, opening up finally, and he's finally getting to that level. So we gotta see how he turns evil or Boruto turns evil or whatever it goes down in the future. We gotta see how that plays out. Another thing you can see, Sasuke was surprised about Sarada using the Chidori. You can see her blush a little bit. It was a joke. Now the important part you guys been waiting for, the so-called Jougan, as I call it. The Jougan was shown in this episode. If you didn't see it, you played yourself. Jougan was shown. Boruto has his flashback and he sees Momoshiki telling him, one day you'll lose it all, and so forth. Again saying, can you feel my presence, child? And all that sort of stuff. You see the Jougan is activated in his right eye, and they finally made a little reference to that. They're not saying anything exactly about it, but they finally made a reference. Even when Sarada said Boruto's right eye was a Byakugan, Sasuke probably thought it was Momoshiki, but at the same time it could be Boruto's own dojutsu, because as of right now no one knows of Boruto's Jougan. Like, they got rid of that shit back in the early episodes. I never heard of it again. Like, all his classmates, everybody saw it. Mitsuki saw it up front, Sarada saw it, Sumire saw it, but no one ever mentions his eye again. Like, what? That's what I don't understand about this anime at times. They just forget everything about the past and just bring it up at a really random time, or they don't need to bring it up at all. Like a Deepa and Victor thing. I wasn't expecting them to bring it up and they finally brought it up, but that was about it. Yeah, the Jougan has been shown in this episode. I did say it, didn't I? I said the Jougan is going to be shown and it did. Alright, I wasn't playing. Otherwise, this episode was nice. It gives a lot of backstory after what happened from the fight. Now, they didn't explain how they got back. I think Boruto and Kawaki used their karma to open a space-time ninjutsu portal and get back, but they didn't really show how they got back. After that, everything else plays out. You see Sumire taking care of Kawaki, and he even asks her for the painkillers. I'm not sure if some of you know or not, Kawaki hates needles. And on top of that, Sumire was the first person he met that he attacked accidentally, and that's how you know they come far. In those 20 episodes now, Kawaki has opened up a lot. Remember, episode 190 to 191 was when Kawaki first met Sumire and he attacked her, all that sort of stuff. And now he tells her in a really calm voice that he'd like to take that painkiller. I actually like Kawaki's development, but like I said, in my opinion, I think they rushed it a bit too fast. Actually, like 25 episodes of the guy being here, he's already really opened up and everything. Okay, that's not bad, don't get me wrong, but I expect a little bit longer. I expect a bit more resistance from him, and then he finally opens up. But they gotta play it out with the manga because the events are tracking pretty quick. That's why they mentioned a 10-day gap when Jougan had to recover his powers, because they need to create a little bit of gap in between. We gotta see how this all plays out in the next couple of episodes to come, and I think they're gonna do a small side arc in this. Sarada will get her 3 tomo. I have a video coming up of that soon. Sarada does mention about the virus and Boru saying that he inflicts villages and then he's able to heal them later, you know, all that sort of stuff. They're building something with Sarada and the virus to come, which I think will give her the 3 tomo Sharingan, because we didn't see the 3 tomo last episode, which a lot of us were disappointed. I have a video coming on that'll fully explain when she'll get her Sharingan next. Like I said, it's gonna be with one of Boru's followers, mainly that blue-haired girl. I forgot her name, but we'll see where life goes. This episode was okay. I felt like the BoruShiki part was a bit rushed. They should have extended that a bit, because the whole episode is called Manifestation and you only see BoruShiki for like less than 5 minutes, and then it goes back to the hospital and the whole episode takes place in the hospital. So I don't know why they named it Manifestation when he's only there for half an episode, and that was about it. But yeah, that's what I think. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos to come.